Good morning. Today we are here to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of students who have worked very hard this summer to meet graduation requirements and earn their diploma. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the chairman of the Norfolk School Board and our commencement speaker today, Mr. Carlos Clanton. Mr. Carlos Clanton is a native of Norfolk, Virginia. He attended and graduated from the Norfolk Public Schools and Old Dominion University with a Bachelor of Science degree. Mr. Clanton is very active in his church and community. He served as the immediate past president of the National Urban League Young Professionals, the director of the Norfolk Division of Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, a member of the Governor's Commonwealth Commission of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and he is also an active member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Mr. Clanton is also the current chairman of the Norfolk School Board. Mr. Clanton's resume was filled with numerous honors and accolades. Some of those include top 20 under 30 African American leaders, top 40 under 40 African American leaders, and he is also the recipient of the Anchors of the Community Award by the Norfolk Admirals. Mr. Clanton firmly believes that as a leader, you have to lead with personal experience, demonstrate dedication through service, and always remember that success comes through teamwork. Please join me at this time in welcoming our school board chair and speaker of the morning, Mr. Carlos Clanton.
Good morning. Are we all excited? I know we all looking. It's early, right? Y'all excited about graduating? Let it out now. Let's go ahead and let it out. Let some excitement out. Come on. So look, you heard a lot of those accolades and things, but I want to share a story with you about a young man who grew up here in Norfolk, Virginia, in the Lamberts Point and Park Place communities, all right, LP, who at times had great potential, and at times he got zealous with some doing other things, and necessarily wasn't the A student. Made honor rolls some semesters, didn't make it some others. I went to school and constantly had teachers to stay on him, who actually got a referral, actually got rid of one time for being late to class. And I wanted to go to battle with that one particular teacher because I had never had a write-up or referral in my entire life. But that teacher is one of my best friends today because she wanted to teach me a lesson, and that's to be on time. And so, though I wanted to, this ain't good, this is not a good thing for me, she wanted to teach that lesson, and so it was on the record there, but I built great relationships. So you heard all these accolades. I went on to become director of the chamber. I was 24 years old. But I want to let you know another thing. I remember having to go to Madison to take a course so that I could graduate. I remember in my senior year, I did not pass the second half of my honors world history course. So as a senior, I was sitting in a freshman class. But I made it. You all are here because you had to get an extra credit or you had to get something else done, but you made it. And so I just want to, that take a lot of time. I'm not. But I just want to kind of share some things with you from what I call my inspiration. And that literally is my fridge. I have magnets that are on my refrigerator, and I've crisscrossed this country of different messages and things to remind me of certain things. And so I wanted to share that with you this morning. Is that okay? All right. So one of the things I wanted to share was this proverb, stating that worry is like a rocking chair. It can give you something to do, but it won't get you anywhere. Some of you all may have had to worry about some things, but at the end of the day, it's about the action that you take. And you all took action in making sure that you were going to leave high school with your diploma. The other thing is like this: whatever you are, be a good one. Abraham Lincoln said that. So one of the things that we're instilling here at Norfolk Public Schools, and we hope that you will continue that on, is that we want you to be able to be enrolled. So if you leave here today and you decide that you want to go on to a 2 or 4 year institution, that you are prepared to do that. We want you to be enlisted. If you decide that education isn't where you want to go and you want to go into the military service, we want you to be prepared for that. And the other thing is that we want you to be able to have certifications so that you can be employed. How many of you have a job ready to go already? All right, that's good. Yeah. Raise them up high so they can see. So if you decide that you don't want to be the next doctorate and you want to have a road down here, that's fine. There are many roads to scholarship. There are many roads to success in life, and we want to ensure that you leave out of here today knowing that whatever you're going to do, you be a good one at it, okay? The other thing is don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. So if you've got all these things that are going on, and I don't know each and every one of your stories, okay? But I'm the oldest of 3 from a single parent home. The first one in my family to graduate high school. My mother had me her senior year. My mother decided to have me and she dropped out of school, but she went back and she got her GED and she went back and got a certification. So no matter what you do here today, just know that it's not the end of the road for you. It is just the beginning. It is the beginning of whatever you decide that you want to be. Just keep that in mind. And the other thing I want to share with you is that life isn't about finding yourself. How many times you all kind of heard that? You know, you got to find yourself, right? How about this? Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Nobody can outwork you. There will be people who will have more things than you, people who may have more money, who may have more opportunities. But just remember that there is nobody who can outwork you because you determine what you're going to put into it. So those things that you heard, it's because I didn't want to be a statistic. It's because teachers and church members poured into me and knew that I had great potential, even at times when I felt like I didn't. You have great teachers, and I'm quite sure that you all have a teacher at school who was on you, right? Who spent time with you, who encouraged you. Don't forget them. So I ask you this time, if you cared about it, if you think you appreciate the teachers who poured into you, graduates, give them a round of applause. And lastly, Winston Churchill said, never, never, never give up. So when you leave here today, don't give up. Even when you're having times when you don't think that everything's going the way that you want it to be, don't give up. And so I'm going to leave this last adage. It's an old story, a fable. It's about the old wise man and the young boy. So there was a town where there was an old wise man. This old wise man was all knowing. He knew everything. But there was a young boy who was determined to prove that the old wise man wasn't so wise. So he had come up with a scheme, a thought of how he was going to trick and show that the old wise man wasn't so wise. So he had devised that he was going to present the old wise man with a bird. Okay? And he was going to ask a simple question. He was going to ask the old wise man, the bird that I have in my hand, is it dead or alive? So he had got his eyes together, got a story, he's ready to go. He went up to the old wise man and he went behind his head, hands behind his back, and he had the bird, and he said, "Oh wise man, I have a question for you." The old wise man said, "Yes, what do you have, young man?" He said, "I have a question. I want you to tell me whether or not the bird I have in my hand is dead or alive." And so the old wise man stood back and he thought for a moment. And he said, before I get to that part, the boy had already decided that if the old wise man had said that the bird was alive, he simply just crushed the bird and presented a dead bird to the old wise man. But if the old wise man said that the bird was dead, he simply opened his hands up and let the bird fly away. Pretty smart, right? Well, the old wise man stood back and he said, "Well, young man, the decision lies in your hands. The decision lies in your hands." And so I leave you here today in simply saying this: what you want to be, whatever it was, whatever you want to be, how far you want to go, the decision lies in your hands. And so I appreciate the decision that you have made here today to value your education, to value completing what you have started, and getting this diploma today. So with that, I congratulate you, the class of 2022. You did it. This is your time, and it's now time to celebrate. Congratulations.